Infosecurity Europe is one of the leading gatherings of cybersecurity professionals in Europe. And each year in June, we bring the community together in London to share innovations, learn from each other, learn from experts, discover new solutions, benchmark existing solutions, build relationships, drive new business, and really just connect with each other. And what we're really passionate about at Infosecurity Europe is building a safer cyber world for everyone. And we support this mission by giving the community somewhere that they can combine innovation with insights, with relationships. So we've got 8 theatres with hundreds of content sessions in different formats, from large headline keynotes to more intimate workshop style sessions. And we've got over 300 technology and solution providers on the show floor, showcasing their new products and services every year. And I think we've really been a crucial cornerstone of the calendar for the past 30 years within the cybersecurity community in London. And during this time, the cybersecurity or information security landscape has continuously evolved and become more and more complex. So from the early 90s and the emergence of the internet through the digital transformation of the 2000s, the rise of the cloud, and of course, more recently, the emergence of generative AI and quantum computing. Over these 3 decades, hundreds of thousands of visitors have connected with suppliers at Infosecurity Europe, attended countless seminars and sessions, formed tens of thousands of new contacts. And I think, those interactions over the years have helped improve and strengthen the security measures that they've then been able to employ within their organizations to help keep them safe and help keep us all safe.
Welcome to the Security Strategist podcast, where we have a weekly conversation with people impacting the enterprise tech landscape. My name is Shubhangi Dua, a podcast producer and B2B tech journalist at EM360 Tech, and I will be your host today. I have the pleasure of speaking with Saima Poorghobad, the portfolio director at Reed Exhibitions, the force behind the renowned Infosecurity Europe conference. From a B2B standpoint, what key takeaways or opportunities can IT decision makers, CISOs, CEOs, CFOs, or CTOs anticipate gaining from Infosecurity Europe this year?
The first one is around kind of inspiration and innovation. So what's new? What's the biggest problem that they're currently dealing with in their organization, and how can they solve it? And that's what they'll be really able to find at Infosecurity Europe, whether that's through attending some of the sessions, some of the workshops, or the vendors. And in particular with the vendors, what we hear from a lot of our visitors is wanting to know which ones are new and who are those up and coming vendors that, maybe I didn't know about. And so we have 2 areas on our show floor in particular, the startup zone and the discovery zone, highlighting those new exhibitors. I think we've got over 90 new exhibitors this year at the show. So I definitely think kind of inspiration, innovation is absolutely something that they can take away. The other area is knowledge and insight. So keeping up to date with the latest threats. Things are moving so fast. Looking at the retail industry in the UK. What could be the next vertical or industry that is under attack, and why, and what can they do now to kind of stay on the front foot of that. And again, what's good about our conference program, I think, is the variety of session formats. So some are very in depth and really kind of take a deep dive into topics. Some are very kind of tech focused, demo focused, product focused. Some are case studies, so kind of real world examples of where things have worked or not worked, which I think is something really important to share as well when things don't work. And some are kind of more smaller settings, group settings. And so I think really kind of, taking home the key takeaways from those variety of formats, I think is really important. I think the other area is network and building their network. And I think the cybersecurity community works together to share those learnings and really collectively sort of kind of, keep everybody safe. And it's at places like Infosecurity that those relationships and those networks are built and grown year on year. So the places like the InfoSec Hub, the workshops, the party, is where, people can really come and build on those relationships and those networks. And I think the other thing just to mention is, we hear from cybersecurity professionals, every day, how much of a demanding role that they have and how under pressure they are. And it's incredibly demanding. And at Infosecurity Europe, whether you come for 1 day, 2 days, or ideally 3 days, you really can sort of, capture the latest knowledge, the latest insights, look at those latest vendors, really effectively, efficiently in 3 days, versus sort of maybe having to sit at your desk and find the time. So, kind of taking the time out of your calendar, bring your teams. I think that's really important as well. And all collectively, kind of divide and conquer, and the things that you're looking at the show is really important as well.
Looking ahead to this year's Infosecurity Europe, what would you highlight as some of the most critical topics and new emerging themes that attendees can expect to see and discuss?
So I think the first one would be quantum computing. I already mentioned that earlier on as well. This one, I think, for a long time has felt like more of a remote prospect for many, but more recent technology developments have highlighted that these powerful quantum computers are actually now on the near-term horizon, potentially within the next 5 to 10 years. And of course, these will be capable of breaking existing encryption protocols, which means that any digitally secured data is more at risk of exposure. And the rapid rates that these technologies are developing means that the race to secure these existing systems against these quantum-enabled attacks is well and truly on. So I think the second topic is around geopolitics. So this is obviously a big driver of risk, and, is evolving at an unprecedented rate currently. So the third topic is probably may have been first on the list last year if we were having this conversation then, but it's AI. So I think while the initial buzz around AI and Gen AI might have sort of waned a little, Gen AI is still very much on the front minds of cybersecurity professionals. And it was actually cited as the most pressing threat to organizations in our annual Infosecurity Europe trends report. So obviously AI sort of reduces the barrier for entry for bad actors, and it enables, new capabilities for even those that were already highly skilled attackers. And the onset of AI agents are set to change the landscape of how we deploy AI solutions. So, that there's still a lot that cybersecurity professionals are having to grapple with here. And the last one that I think I'll touch on, which is pretty topical at the moment, is ransomware. So remains one of the biggest threats today, and something that we've seen recently here in the UK with the M&S attack. So in recent years, I think a series of sort of high profile law enforcement takedowns has really disrupted some of the most notorious ransomware groups. But now the dust is settling, what we're seeing emerge is a cybercrime landscape that's more splintered than ever. And what this is resulting in is more unpredictability and potentially a more heightened threat environment for organizations across the world.
If you had to describe a little bit more as to how organizations can leverage their presence at the conference and forge these valuable partnerships that last longer and explore innovative solutions together, ultimately to strengthen their security posture, how would they do that?
So the first would be preparation. So I think it's really important with a conference and an event like Infosecurity Europe. I've mentioned about the topics and the scale and the different types of sessions. There's a lot, there's hundreds of sessions, hundreds of vendors, we've got 60 sort of mini events within events. So it's really important that visitors sort of spend a little bit of time planning their day, planning their days, planning what sessions they want to go to, planning what vendors they want to see. And that little bit of preparation will go a long way. And there's a hell of a lot that we do on our website, so infosecurityeurope.com, where we've got the agenda, we've got our vendors to help you really prepare to get the most out of your time at the show. And one thing that we did last year and we're doing again this year is our platform Infosec Meets, where you can go online, book meetings in advance to get the most out of the time at the show. So I definitely would recommend having a look at Infosec Meets. And that's also where you can book into some of those mini events. So those table talks, you can also book into those there. And then the other area I think that I'd highlight is some of our digital tools. So, in addition to your time at the show, I think it's really important to capture the information that you're gathering at the show and making sure that you've got it somewhere that you can follow up. So for the first time this year, we'll be sharing our session content. After the sessions, there'll be people will be able to download the session content, the slides, from those so that they have it to refer to and maybe share with colleagues and refer back to if they're perhaps having a follow-up discussion with the vendor. And then finally, I just say use the opportunity to network, share, and enjoy. We'd like to think that there's a little bit of fun had at Infosecurity Europe.